and be parents, be sons, be daughters, because there has been a break in the cycle. And so in order to reunite them with the family, sometimes we have to teach them how to adapt in that area.
I think one of the biggest challenges is that reintegration is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Families have gone along for extended periods of time sometimes without that person in the household. And it is an adjustment. It is an adjustment for the person who's returning. It's definitely an adjustment for the household that the person is returning to. And so I think it requires an enormous amount of patience on the part of everyone. But I think it also requires a willingness to adapt, to adjust, and also to ask for help. Because if things are not progressing, if there's tension, if there's stress, if there are some pitfalls, there should be some outlets and some opportunities both for the offender and for the family to seek help.
The entire community has a civic responsibility to support healthy, pro-social inclusion for everyone.
One of my important jobs in my career was as chair and CEO for parole. And that was a very interesting assignment because it gave me an opportunity to come face to face with the people in our community who were in the criminal justice system as offenders. If the offenders would take advantage of what was inside of the institutions, there might be more programs coming because, success really encourages more resources and more energy going into helping offenders. If we have a community where people are working and contributing, everyone is going to be better off for it.
The citizen who is coming back in the community must be prepared. One of the first things I did when I got on the council, I was aware of the fact that it would be nice to train our young people because I had some young people who need training. But I also knew that there were problems in the school system with training young people. So what I actually did was to have disorderly youth assigned to my office during the summer youth program. And I explained to my secretary, say now these people are disorderly, so now what we want to do is to show them how they can learn and how they can be a part of a technically learned environment.
Housing is a critical element for sustained community stability.
Housing is a very difficult component because there's not affordable housing here in the District of Columbia.
Approximately 2 years ago, we established a partnership with Court Services Offender Supervision Agency to provide housing assistance to our returning citizens in the District of Columbia. We have other programs here at Paramount Baptist Church for our community and for our returning citizens. We have a closed closet. We also have a food pantry. And so these two ministries of assistance to our community as well as our returning citizens.
Programs that we have that are related to men and women returning to the community from incarceration. Our centerpiece is our faith-based transitional housing. There we've developed a model that consists of independent living, transitional living, and long-term living opportunities for men and women, and a few women who are returning from incarceration. In addition to that, we couple that with a tremendous effort on workforce development, the Ready for Work program, where we attempt to develop persons who are ready for the workforce, as well as partner with employers in order that they might open up doors and give women an opportunity. The education and training of returning offenders is also a key factor in making other systems of support work.
I'm Rob Jackson. I'm the Deputy Director for Workforce Development Programs at the Community College of the District of Columbia. And we're part of the university system affiliated with UDC. So while UDC is the big four-year institution where you go to get your 4-year bachelor's degree like the brother was just talking about, the community college is there to do workforce development to help you get certificates and help you get an associate's degree. It's not an academic institution, even though we offer academic classes. The Workforce Development Division and Lifelong Learning is devoted and designed to make sure that you get the skills that you need to get that job.
With respect to ex-offenders coming back into the community, we have a wide variety of services to help them gain gainful employment, including a health clinic, day and evening daycare, adult education programs, job readiness, job training, job placement, tax assistance, assistance for their families, assistance for their youngsters if they wish to have an after-school program. So we have a wide variety of services all located in one center.
Most people still associate DC Central Kitchen with all the meals that we do. Right now, over 6,000 a day that we send to social service agencies, halfway houses, shelters in the District of Columbia and the surrounding areas. But the heart of what we really do is our culinary job training program. We know that we're never going to be able to feed our way out of hunger, or food is never going to end hunger. It's only when we give men and women the opportunity to break that cycle of homelessness, hunger, and poverty on their own that we'll really get to the heart of this problem. And that's the opportunity that we try to offer to men and women in the city, particularly those coming back from incarceration, to create opportunities for employment and a life of self-sufficiency. Well, the training program is a 14-week program. It's very intense. About half of it is culinary skills. The other half is what is commonly referred to as life skills or soft skills. We refer to them as empowerment skills. So the skills that may not actually help someone get the job in the kitchen, but certainly it will allow them to keep the job. We work with a whole host of local restaurants, food service establishments, hotels, convention centers, to find our graduates employment after they've completed the course, or we hire them into our social enterprise ventures here at DC Central Kitchen. Right now, over half of our full-time staff, which is about 120, are graduates of our program, and close to 40% of those are ex-offenders.
Starting a small business can be a viable alternative to securing employment.
When I came home, I had to go to the shelter. I went to random shelter over the Davidson house. Right? I already had a plan on what I wanted to do. It involved educating myself, going to school and started in Lloyd. I finished out here. I got my associate, my bachelor's degree. I got a job working security, and I got to know a lot of people networking. And now I'm the CEO of a company doing security. And I'm saying education was first, because without the mind that I've gotten from going to school, I wouldn't be able to think and put things in motion. So I'm saying for everybody, if you're not working, go to school, man. A lot of y'all get money while you're going to school. Like I said, through student loans and everything. Use that money and hope keep you at bay until you can get what you need.
It is my responsibility to identify construction projects throughout the Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia area. I try to make sure that all of my small businesses are certified, either with MDOT if you're in Maryland, with VDOT if you're in Virginia, and with a CBE, which is Certified Business Enterprise, for the District of Columbia. I think it's an awesome opportunity for ex-offenders to begin the process of starting their own businesses.
Coming back into the community, to integrate into the community, can be very difficult. But I say don't give up hope. Find something that you really like to do, to try to get into a small business such as construction or barbering or computer technology. What you want to do is empower yourself, because when you empower yourself, that means you achieve. You protect your family, your children, and in your own household, so you're able to support and be very viable in the community.
The healthcare system is another extremely important active system of support. There are numerous services available throughout the city, including preventive care, mental health services, HIV testing and education, as well as dental and eye care services. These are all available to any resident of Washington, D.C. Citizens Advisory Councils and ANC commissioners are at the core of civic leadership.
The Citizens Advisory Council consists of citizens who meet monthly with the commanders of the 7 police districts, as well as the chief of police. Their primary function is to provide information and recommendations to police on matters of public safety.
ANC commissioners, we are the voice of the neighborhoods in the District of Columbia. We are the first line of representation for all residents within D.C. Every 2,000 residents in Washington, D.C. has an ANC commissioner. I can say without any hesitation, every ANC commissioner in the city wants to see a few things. We want to see a cohesive community. We want to see people working together to make the neighborhood, their neighborhood, the best place that it could possibly be. That's really the goal of every agency commissioner.
There are numerous essential community partners, including government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and others that assist in the successful reintegration of returning offenders.
I think one of the main issues is for the Latino community is there's not enough services for them to reintegrate into the community. Everyone needs to work together. All our agencies need to kind of pull in to find resources to assist in reentering citizens. And we need to work with MPD, we need to work with CSOSA to kind of assist them in this process. We all need to be unified in this effort.
The Office of Returning Citizens Affairs is the point of contact for individuals returning to society from BOP prisons as well as our local state jail, the Department of Corrections. And what we do is we try to link individuals up with services within the community. We have a coalition of faith and community-based partners that we link individuals up to come to the office.
Westminster Church is really privileged to be a community service site, and we're really pleased to work in association with CSOSA. Our commercial catering operation downstairs has a number of ex-offenders who are employees, and it's our desire to expand that business and other businesses to create some economic opportunities for folks who have been away and need to get readjusted into the community.
The Washington, D.C. area has diverse opportunities for cultural and recreational activities. From museums to the parks, there's always something to do in Washington, D.C.
We welcome families, and people are looking for picnicking together, and people are looking to bicycle together, and people are looking to walk or jog together. Those are probably the prime activities that people do together, that families do together. The concert series that is at Fortune Pond, the Summer in the Parks Festival there is, first off, is free. It's on 6 different Saturday evenings during the summer. Large crowds turned out for each of those concerts.
It's just a Fortune Pond Summer in the Park concert series. It's family friendly, so the kids can come and everybody can have a good time.
Also in the summertime, Carter Barron Amphitheater has a series of different performances on weekends that is open to the public, and we would encourage people to go to. We invite you to come in and see what the National Parks in Greater Metropolitan Washington, D.C. have to offer.
In association with Westminster, we have an organization called Southwest Renaissance Development Corporation, and many years ago, we started doing a jazz program down here on Friday evening, 6 to 9 p.m. And that's included with that. We do a wonderful fish fry dinner. And we wanted to make sure that we could preserve some of the cultural traditions that were important in this community generations ago. And a lot of musicians, a lot of people from the community, people who are involved in just coming together and affirming and celebrating what goes on in this neighborhood and so many neighborhoods like this all over town.
Ultimately, the successful reintegration of offenders through active systems of support is dependent on the offender's commitment and the resources made available within the community.
I've had the opportunity to work with families for a number of years in various assignments and various positions, and I think it's very important for families to be supportive of those who are returning to our community, who ultimately are neighbors and are part and parcel of our community and need to be reintegrated successfully into our community. They need, first and foremost, housing, which is an immediate issue as they leave the institution, but they also need many, many other supportive services, mental health services, employment opportunities. They need skills, training. More than anything else, though, I think they need a hand, someone who's willing to extend a hand, to provide support, to provide guidance. I think the reality is that none of us have gotten to where we are, but for the help of many.
Everybody needs a second chance. We are never going to save everyone. But at this agency, we are committed to utilizing all the necessary resources we have to make sure they get whatever is necessary so they can be productive citizens.
For more information on the Court Services and Offender Supervision Agency, call 202-220-5320 or visit us on the web at www.csosa.gov.